Well, hello there, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It is so great to be with you on the Inspirations for Your Life show, the motivational daily show. Again, great to be with you here. If this is your very first time joining me, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you and I want to say welcome. If you've been here one time or 100 times or many times before than that, I want to say thank you, but I also want to say the words welcome back. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me that you have decided to watch the show or listen to the show and make this part of your daily life. So, really, really grateful for each and every one of you. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is Monday. It's the start of your week, but it's not the start of our week. Our week, ladies and gentlemen, actually starts on a Saturday and it ends on a Friday. Yes, so today is Monday, May 11th, 2026, and welcome. So, if you have heard about us before or not, don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com, of course, for more of my amazing, inspiring creations, which you can do 24 hours a day. All right, guys, it is so great to be with everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And so let's go ahead and kick the show off. But before I do that, I have my hot chocolate here, which is really good. And I've also got my RO water here, also delicious, with a spot of fresh lemon in there, which is really, really good. Really a nice trick. So let's kick this show off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Inspirations for Your Life. And yeah, we're going to be talking about control reassembly and how this begins. I think that's an important thing for a lot of people to realize. How does that begin? How does that work? And it can be daunting for a lot of people. Just to be honest with you. So, like I said, everyone, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. Who am I? I'm John C. Morley. I'm a serial entrepreneur, engineer, and marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student, a passionate lifelong learner, and now a graduate student and a published author. So thank you, everyone. Today, we are focusing on a critical stage in human performance. The moment when scattered attention begins to come back together into, well, a structured focus. This is not about motivation, guys. It's not about discipline, okay? It is about reassembly. The process where thinking, the execution, and decision-making begin to reorganize after the fragmentation. Now, when attention becomes too divided for too long, performance does not fail all at once. It starts to break in layers. And today, I'm going to look at the first stage of rebuilding that whole structure. And I think this is really a very, very big key thing. All right. So, control reassembly. Number one, attention isolation techniques begin forming. And you don't realize what you're doing, but you're actually blocking yourself from success. You're blocking yourself from success, unfortunately. All right. That's important to know. And you develop this pattern and you keep doing things over and over again, and you think that you're actually getting better, but really what you're doing is you're getting worse. Yeah, not good. Number two, guys, task grouping starts reducing fragmentation. So when you group things together, you reduce the fragmentation, okay? Kind of like organize things better, be more efficient. Number three, input filtering begins to improve clarity. We've got so many signals coming at us a day, and we don't respond to every one of them. We couldn't. But these signals all are affecting our nervous system, our brain, our body. I think that's an important thing to understand. Number four, guys, decision pacing increases accuracy under reduced pressure. Under reduced pressure. And I can't believe all the things that are happening. But I can't believe people are, sometimes stuck. I think sometimes people just don't understand. okay? And I think that's hard for a lot of people. Number 5, work boundaries begin reappearing naturally. Focus windows begin stabilizing during the day. And I think these are important things to understand. It's important to understand, guys. Really important to understand. And I think the more that we can have a moment that we can be stabilized during a day, I think that changes who we are, changes our outcome. Number 7, guys, execution blocks begin forming. Structured work cycles happen. When we get structured work cycles, we get success. We get success. I think that's important to know. I think that's important to know. I think sometimes people don't get it. And I think the cycles, we go into wrong cycles, and these cycles cause us to just spiral down. You ever kicked your foot maybe in the morning or something, and you do that, and then maybe you, let's say, follow up by a whole bunch of adjectives or words that are not really polite words, and your morning starts to go downhill, and everything during that day just goes down and down and down and down until you realize that it's your focus that's taking you down. Have you ever broke a glass? I've done that before, right? So like, I broke the glass. Okay, great. I'm going to clean the glass up. I'm going to put the glass away, and I'm fine. And the rest of my day is going to be great. Because you see, when you don't do that, you could have spilled something. I know this happens sometimes. I'm visiting my parents, and they spill something. I say, nobody died. Everybody's fine. You just broke a glass. You just spilled some soda. You just spilled some wine, some beer. You just spilled the drink, right? You just knocked over the food. It's no big deal. No big deal. Number 8, guys, priority stacking becomes more organized. Becomes more organized. Number 9, information intake begins limiting unnecessary overload. Unnecessary overload. So we have to limit the intake so that we can deal with what we're processing. Otherwise, it becomes like that cup that I was telling you the other night. You pour some water or liquid, and then you pour a little more, and before you know it, it goes over. How many times have you gone to one of the restaurants? They have those fountains, and they have the wrong size was hit. Like they used to have small, medium, and large. And if you hit the wrong size, well, there was no way to stop it, unfortunately. Now you just kind of go until you want to stop, and then it usually pull in, and it usually stops within a second. Number 10, guys, context switching begins reducing gradually. Gradually. And when we can do that, that means we're present in the moment. Mental load begins decreasing through structure. Through structure. The more structured we become, the less energy that we actually burn out. The less energy we burn out. The mental load can take a toll on you. So, and it decreases when we get the right structure. Number 12, guys, workflow segmentation begins improving clarity. It begins improving clarity. Number 13. Task ownership becomes more clearly defined. Attention discipline begins forming internally. And I think that's something that we don't all realize. External interruption resistance begins improving day by day. Output focus begins returning consistently every single day. Output focus begins returning consistently. Number 17, planning structure begins reestablishing itself. Cognitive clarity begins increasing through reduction. And I think sometimes we're afraid to stop doing things. But we have to focus on the things that are going to matter in our life. Things that are going to give us more joy in our life. When thinking about joy, I'm not going to mention the person's name directly here on the show, but somebody I got a chance to know, not personally, but I got a chance to know. And I was on LinkedIn just before the show. And this guy, a lot younger than me, he took his life last night, 2 a.m. He was crying in a bar. And I'm sad about that. I'm almost tearing. I think his parents actually wrote the thing. I'm going to mention his first name. I'm not going to mention his last name, but I'm also going to probably link the video to the thing. And Connor, I want to let you know that I don't know you very well, but I really believed in your mission. And being an entrepreneur is not easy. Okay, it's challenging. I'm crying because one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to meet you someday, and I wanted to hire you. Working on growing a group that I have, and I said this would be great. The things you do. So he's in this bar. He's saying he was homeless, and nobody hired him. He put some amazing content out there. He had some of the best, I should say, he grew his Instagram page up so much. I'm tearing for you, Connor. In the discretion of his family, they can't post exactly what happened. They talked about a ray of hope he was. And they put down here, he did everything he did solo. He was left homeless, but he posted like everything was just going well. Every room he went into, he lit up. I really wanted to meet this gentleman. He was full of joy. He loved his page. And Connor, I'm actually tearing right now. I'm tearing. I had heard that you had a trip you were going on, that you were doing, and I thought the trip was something that you were running. I thought it was something profitable for you. And I was actually happy for you. I was happy for you. And I can't say very much. I know this is kind of going off the rail of the show. I didn't even plan this. This literally happened a few seconds before it was going on the air. And I said, I can't just ignore this. I have to talk about this. His parents actually posted it on his LinkedIn profile. And I don't know if they posted on his other profile. I don't know if I go to his Instagram. I'm looking right now. And I'm just looking to see if here it is. 2 hours ago, the family posted, looking at his eyes. We love our ray of sunshine. Last night at 2-something a.m. They posted here similar thing. They said he lost his life at 34 years last night following a horrendous time of online bullying and was last seen at 2 a.m. crying at a bar. Again, the discretion of his family. They're not going to post what happened. And then they just put down here, if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, reach out to a mental health professional or a support network and show kindness instead of hate. The person who encouraged him or supported network is showing kindness instead of the person who encouraged him to end it. Connor, I'm so sorry. They didn't tell how it happened, but he killed himself. I don't get very emotional, guys, on the shows. I really don't. It says, if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, reaching out to a mental health professional or a support network is showing kindness instead of this person who encouraged him to end it. And end it. There's a person on TikTok. Okay.
Hey Neil.
And I'm just looking at it right now for this person. But this one person, I'm looking here. He didn't even have that many followers, the other guy. But this guy on Instagram, I mean, what he did, I mean, was amazing. 89,000.1 followers. And he was only following 2,746. There was a picture posted here. His first trip, everything to see, it was him and a few other people. And it looked like he was just having a great time. Connor, I didn't have the chance to know you personally. I didn't. But I wish that I would have had the chance to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you. But I knew, having 90-some thousand followers or whatever, like, you were probably never going to talk to me. But I wanted to talk to you. I sent you I think a message or something that I had wanted to talk to you. I think I even gave you, I'm trying to remember, I even gave you my scheduling link. I think I did. And I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. He had a very, very good heart. So what I would have said, Connor, I would have said to you, I'm here. I never knew what you were going through. I had no idea. But I wanted to just be your friend, to get to know you and tell you I thought what you were doing was amazing. And to tell you that I wanted to know what you would charge me to do some things for me, but you were busy and I never heard from you. And I feel really bad tonight. I am in so many tears right now. Okay? So many tears. And I'm looking at I'm looking at the post. Okay? I'm looking at the post. And the post is got 6 things on it. I know I want to write something back after the show, but I also want to let them know, Connor, that I'm dedicating tonight's show to you and to your family. I know I can't bring you back. I know that. It's important, ladies and gentlemen, that we choose kindness. Sometimes, I know this is going way off the topic of the show. Sometimes it's easier to choose hate or to choose something else because we see that's what other people are doing. But when we choose kindness, it's so much better for ourselves and it's so much better for everybody else. And this hits home, and I'll tell you why this also hits home. Connor, when I was in, undergrad school, college, I'm back in college again, my grad studies, there was somebody that was, that I was kind of trying to befriend, nice person who was in my class. I think I was I forget what class year I was, but anyway, he came there. I'll tell you his first name. His first name was Craig. And he was just absolutely amazing. He was great, but there was something about him I didn't know. And one night, I was at the Hartford counseling lines. I was a peer facilitator. I forget what night it was. It was Friday or Saturday night. Got a call. And when I got that call, I said, "Thank you for calling such as a counseling line. This is John speaking. Can I ask your first name?" And he came on the phone, and first thing I heard his voice, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is Craig." So I didn't know why I was calling. I just was listening. And he says, "John." I said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Craig." He's like, I said, "Are you okay talking to me, or do you want me to get you somebody else?" "Why would you get me somebody else?" "Well, I didn't know if you wanted to talk to me. I mean, we're kind of friends." "I guess better to talk to you than a stranger, right?" I said, "Yeah." So he was telling me how he wanted to take his life. And got him to enjoy his life a little bit, was talking to him on the phone for a while. But then in school, I'd see him around. And he'd tell me something like he was going to slit his wrist or something. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I'd pop by to say hello to him. When I haven't heard from him in a while, I'd pop by, hey, Craig, how you doing? Let's go grab someone. And I wanted to seriously be his friend. This was even before that. And so normally at college, you're not allowed to befriend somebody that calls the line. But I asked my supervisor, and I said to them, I already knew him before he called. And they said, that's okay. And I said, well, now I have an obligation because I don't know what he's doing. But real quick, I'm going to tell you the story. Story is I was invited up to his home around the one weekend. And there was a problem with the cell phones or whatever. And I couldn't get him. There's bad service coming back from Connecticut to New Jersey. And he lived one stop after Newark. He lived the next stop. I think it was Menlo Park, where it was. And I got there. But I got there late. I couldn't call him. When I got to the train station, he wasn't there. I couldn't get him on the phone, just his voicemail. I waited there for several hours. I didn't know his parents' phone number or anything. I just knew there were two dentists in town. Didn't know. They came and picked me up. Long story short, I said, how you doing? And they said, fine. They said, I said, where's Craig? Oh, he's home. Oh, okay. Why didn't you call him? I said, well, my phone went bad and I left him a message and I couldn't get through. Oh my gosh. So I get to his house. And long story short, they make me dinner and apple pie and all that. I go to his room and I see this letter on the dresser. And it basically says, if you didn't even want me, why should I be here? And it was very sad. So Connor, I dedicate this show to you tonight. And also to all the people out there that are contemplating, should they leave this world? And my answer to you is no, you should stay in this world. There's a lot of people in this world that love you. Yeah, there might be some people in this world that don't like you very much, but there's a lot of people that like you, and there's a lot of good in this world. And I'm so sorry, Connor. I wish I would have been able to befriend you, to talk to you. I would have told you how important you are. I pray that tonight you're in no pain, and that the Lord's taken you and that you're up in heaven. I pray that. And I pray for the parents that they're able to get some peace soon. Get some peace soon. So I'll say God bless you. I know the show went off track, and I'm sorry about that, but this was a lot more important than the topic in my show. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Be sure to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. Be well, everyone. Take care. Have a good one.